The Islamic Golden Age, a period stretching roughly from the 8th to the 14th century, stands as one of the most transformative times in human history. It was an era marked by extraordinary achievements in science, medicine, mathematics, and philosophy, all of which shaped the course of future intellectual development across the world. Yet, among the many luminaries of this golden age, there is one name that often slips through the cracks of mainstream historical accounts, and individuals whose brilliance should have placed him alongside the giants of science. This is the story of Ibn al-Haytham, the lost scientific genius of the Islamic Golden Age. Born in the early 10th century in what is now Iraq, Ibn al-Haytham's contributions to science were nothing short of revolutionary, and yet his name remains overshadowed by figures such as Galileo and Newton. A polymath, he wrote extensively on subjects ranging from optics and astronomy to mathematics and philosophy. However, his most significant contribution, one that would earn him the title of the Father of Optics, came through his groundbreaking work in the field of light and vision. At a time when the study of light was rudimentary at best, Ibn al-Haytham completely transformed our understanding of how light interacts with objects. Prior to his work, the dominant theory of vision was based on the idea that rays emitted from the eyes interacted with the world around them. This idea had been passed down from ancient Greek scholars such as Euclid and Ptolemy. But Ibn al-Haytham, through his meticulous experiments, refuted this notion, demonstrating that light travels in straight lines and that vision occurs when light enters the eye after reflecting off objects. This marked a monumental shift in optical science, laying the foundation for the modern study of optics. Ibn al-Haytham's most famous work, the Book of Optics, Kitab al-Manazir, was a comprehensive treatise on the nature of light, color, and vision. In it, he described the behavior of light as it passed through various materials, including glass, water, and air. His observations on refraction, reflection, and the behavior of lenses were so advanced that they would not be matched for centuries. In fact, many of his theories were not fully appreciated or understood in Europe until the Renaissance, almost 600 years later. But Ibn al-Haytham was not just a theorist, he was an experimenter and a pioneer of the scientific method. His approach to science was based on observation, experimentation, and the careful collection of data, principles that are fundamental to modern scientific inquiry, but were not common in his time. He was one of the earliest figures to argue for the importance of experimentation in the process of understanding the natural world. He set a standard for empirical research that would influence generations of scientists. Despite his contributions, Ibn al-Haytham's story is one of tragedy as much as triumph. Much of his life was spent in obscurity, his scientific endeavors largely ignored by the broader public. Born in Basra in present-day Iraq, Ibn al-Haytham's early work caught the attention of the ruling Caliph of the time, al-Hakim II, who sought to use his talents for the benefit of the state. In an attempt to harness Ibn al-Haytham's knowledge, the Caliph tasked him with a project to create a system of water management for the city of Cairo, Egypt. The ambitious project required the construction of an elaborate network of dams and canals to bring water to the capital. However, when the project failed due to miscalculations and logistical problems, Ibn al-Haytham found himself under house arrest. It was during this period of confinement that Ibn al-Haytham turned to his scientific studies, largely focusing on optics. In a time when scientists were often constrained by religious dogma and political pressures, his ability to continue his work despite the setbacks in his personal life stands as a testament to his resilience and commitment to knowledge. His imprisonment allowed him the time and space to work in peace, and it was during these years that he produced his most important scientific writings. One of his most important contributions to the field of optics was the development of the pinhole camera, an early form of the camera obscura.
Through his experiments with light, he discovered that light traveling through a small hole could form an image on a surface, a principle that would later be crucial to the development of photography. His work on the nature of vision also led him to better understand how the human eye functions, and he proposed a theory of how the eye perceives light, which was much more accurate than the prevailing theories of his time. While his work on optics was groundbreaking, Ibn al-Haytham was not confined to just one field of study. He made important contributions to astronomy as well, particularly in the study of the motion of the planets. His work on the motion of celestial bodies was highly influential, providing insights that would later be built upon by astronomers in the Islamic world and Europe. In fact, some historians believe that Ibn al-Haytham's understanding of planetary motion directly influenced the development of the Copernican heliocentric theory centuries later. Ibn al-Haytham also wrote on the subject of mathematics, particularly geometry, and was known for his application of geometric principles to the study of optics and astronomy. He developed techniques for measuring the angles of light and studying the refraction of light through different materials. His work in geometry laid the groundwork for future advancements in trigonometry and calculus. His influence extended beyond the Islamic world, reaching Europe and inspiring a generation of scholars during the Renaissance, though he was largely forgotten by the time of his death. Despite his monumental contributions to science, Ibn al-Haytham's legacy has not been celebrated as it should be. His name is often overlooked in the annals of history, overshadowed by other figures whose work was built upon his discoveries. However, in recent years, there has been a resurgence in interest in his life and work. Scholars have begun to re-examine his writings, and his contributions to the scientific method and our understanding of light and vision have been given the recognition they deserve. His legacy, once lost to time, is now being rediscovered and celebrated for its lasting impact on the development of modern science. The story of Ibn al-Haytham is a reminder of the importance of scientific curiosity and perseverance in the face of adversity. His life and work exemplify the spirit of the Islamic Golden Age, an era that produced some of the greatest minds in history. As we continue to advance in the fields of optics, astronomy, and mathematics, we owe much of our understanding to the groundbreaking work of Ibn al-Haytham. His contributions laid the foundation for modern science, and his scientific method continues to inspire researchers and scholars around the world today. In the end, Ibn al-Haytham was not just a scientist, he was a pioneer of the scientific method, an experimenter whose meticulous observations and logical reasoning helped lay the groundwork for much of modern science. His discoveries in optics were not only revolutionary in his time, but continue to influence the fields of physics, engineering, and medicine. As the world moves forward, Ibn al-Haytham's contributions to science will never be forgotten, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. As we reflect on the lost genius of Ibn al-Haytham, we are reminded of the vast intellectual riches that emerged from the Islamic Golden Age, an era that nurtured groundbreaking discoveries that still resonate today. His work was a beacon of human ingenuity, and his story is one that deserves to be told and celebrated for generations to come.